Okay, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
How's that alcohol working on you? A little better? All right, good. Well, how about this? You ready for a great evening in theater?
Yes.
All right, we're in the right spot. Welcome to our production of Miss by W.L. Newkirk. We're very excited to be premiering this here in William's hometown now. As some of you may have seen in some of our advertising and stuff, this has already won an award from SETC, the Southeastern Theater Conference, for Best New Play of the Year. But this is its first full production. So we're very, very proud to be hosting it here. And we hope you all will enjoy it. Now, how many of you here, this is the first time you've been to a Playwrights Roundtable production? Don't raise your hand, William. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, great. We're glad to see you all here. Welcome back, those of you who've been with us before. For those of you who are new, we are the only theater company here in Central Florida that does new plays year-round. That's our entire mission. Most of the time, it's 10-minute short plays in our summer shorts and launch productions. Actually, we have a script call going on right now. If you have a 10-minute play that you just happen to want to dust off and send to us, send it to us by May 1st, and we'll take a look at it and see if we want to do it this summer, which will be in here again. We also have our premiere series. We also occasionally do productions at the Fringe. For those of you who want to keep up with us, we have several ways you can do that. We have theprt.com, our website. We're on Facebook at PRT Playwrights Roundtable. Also have a business page there. We're also on Twitter because why not? Everyone's on Twitter. Another thing that we're wanting to push this year, this is in progress, but we're trying to put more into our productions, especially with some of the stuff you see here. So what we're trying to do is we are trying to raise funds this year, just like every other company. Part of it is ticket sales, part of it is donations and things like that. So if you'd like to donate, you can go to our website. There is a button there that you can donate to us. Any amount is fine, 5, 10, 15, 20. If you're super rich, 5,000, that's fine. We don't care. Whatever you want to do. But anyway, please do help out because that ensures that we can keep bringing you great new theater here in Central Florida. Before we get started, one thing I'd like to point out, and I hate that I have to do this again, but I was doing this during launch. You may have heard it is official now that they are looking to cut the National Endowment for the Arts funding in DC as part of the new budget because, of course, that costs so much money. The actual cost is $145 million a year. To put it in perspective, the inauguration cost $200 million for one day, but the funding for the NEA for a year is $145 million. That's 46 cents a day per taxpayer in America. Can you afford 50 cents to pay for the arts? And it does a lot of good. I mean, yeah, granted, we're one of the companies that benefits through that, through United Arts of Central Florida and things like that. But the Shakespeare does, the Rep does. A lot of companies around the nation benefit from that, and a lot of underserved communities also get helped by the NEA and the NIH, the National Endowment for the Humanities. Sorry, I had the acronym wrong. But please, 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 regardless of which side of the political fence you're on, I don't care. Please contact your local representatives, congresspersons, senators, whomever, and let them know you don't want the arts cut because they're very important to the health of America. It also produces new ideas and gives a lot back to the communities that are using those funds. So please do that. Okay, one special thing for tonight. We will be doing a talk back with our playwright, W.L. Newkirk, who is here in attendance. So no judging. But no, he's been with us through the whole process. He's been great. So please feel free to stick around afterwards. We'd love to have you here to ask questions about the play to Dr. Newkirk, actually, and to myself and others of the cast who will join us. And I think that pretty much covers it. I believe they will have the concessions open out front. We will have a 15-minute intermission at the break. Okay, I think that's everything, so thank you so much for being here, and enjoy the show.
Dr. Stanley!
Miss Oldham, what do you...
Look at this!
Airmail special delivery. The University of Chicago.
Read it.
You wrote Professor Guiling like I suggested.
It was only 3 cents. What I have to lose?
Was I right? Is he starting a Department of Pharmacology?
Read it.
If you can be in Chicago by March 1st, 1936, you may have the research assistantship for 4 months and then a scholarship to see you through a PhD. That's wonderful.
No, the first part.
We received your letter
Before that!
Dear Mr. Oldham.
Mr. Oldham.
I see.
Look, I know I'm no Jean Harlow, but I hope to God I can't pass for Mr.
It's the name Francis.
But men are I.S. I'm E.S.
They must have missed it.
What should I do?
Well,
I'm gonna write and tell them.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, I gotta do something. I can't just show up and if Guiling say, no girls allowed.
He won't do that.
But you said yourself he doesn't hold much with women as scientists.
That is true. Okay, here's what you do. Accept the job. Sign your name, put Miss in brackets afterwards. Then go.
That's it?
That's it.
Miss in brackets.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Guiling won't send me home?
No.
You sure?
Guiling may be old-fashioned, but once he's met you, he'll want to keep you.
Why?
He's not stupid. Enjoy America, Francis. Make us proud.
I'll try. Dr. Staley,
Yes.
do you think they'd have offered me the job if my name had been Elizabeth or Marianne?
Hey, Betty. Psycho opens next weekend at the drive-in. Want to go? I know how much you like Hitchcock. Okay, I'll look for something else then. Betty? Are you okay?
Just peachy.
Oh, here, you missed the spot.
Ugh. I need a knife.
You need a what?
A knife
What for?
to cut off your thing.
My thing?
It's gotta go.
It's gotta go.
It's gotta go.
Why?
I'm pregnant, John.
You're too late then.
Like 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're pregnant.
It's the very last thing we need.
You're pregnant?
What are we gonna do?
Pregnant?
I'm gonna get fired for sure.
That's terrific!
This is why they hire drug detailed men,
We
John.
can turn the back room into a nursery.
Can you imagine a pregnant woman slinging drugs to doctors?
We're not using it for anything.
It's bad enough that I'm married.
We need to repaint it, of course.
Oh, what am I gonna tell Meryl?
What color?
John,
What color are we going to repaint the back room?
what am I gonna tell Meryl?
That you're pregnant.
Are you crazy?
Isn't it going to become obvious?
Do you want me to get fired?
I want you to see a doctor.
What do you think I do every day?
As a patient.
Oh yeah, like that's gonna happen.
Maybe they can give you something.
Yeah, like a pink slip.
For the vomiting.
Are you even listening to me?
Betty, you need to see a doctor.
No. I need a knife.
Where are you going?
The kitchen!
Why?
Because that's where the knives are.
Betty!
Off the press.
Kevadon?
Yes, sir, the FDA application.
Great, walk me through it.
Okay, this first one's chemistry. Stuff from our German friends.
Chemi...
Grunenthal.
But it's in English.
The FDA made us pay to translate it.
Okay, what's in it?
Manufacturing, purity, consistency, stuff like that.
Yeah, boring. How about this?
Safety, animal studies.
Lab rats and such.
Yeah.
Why does this say cannot be determined?
That's the LD50.
Why can't it be determined?
The lab rats won't die.
You're kidding.
Nope, they refuse to die.
Kevadon's that safe?
If you're a lab rat.
And this?
Our investigational study.
We have an investigational study.
Not really. We asked 30 docs to give it to their patients and tell us what happened.
So testimonials.
Pretty much.
Just curious, do the docs tell their patients Kevadon hasn't been approved?
We don't require it, no.
Okay. Adverse reactions.
None.
In the U.S.
Anywhere in the world as best we can tell.
So you think Kevadon will save lives?
Save lives. Sure, Margaret Sullivan.
Who?
You know Margaret
No,
Sullivan.
I don't
Of course
know.
you do. The actress got nominated for an Academy Award for that film about 3 German guys.
3 comrades.
Right, dead, overdose.
From what?
Barbiturates. They'll kill you if you mix them with booze.
And Kevadon is safer.
Much. If Margaret Sullivan had taken Kevadon, she'd still be alive.
So why did SmithKline drop it?
Sorry?
If Kevadon is so much safer, why did SmithKline drop it?
Oh, that.
They had it in testing for years.
No one knows.
The world's first safe sleeping pill. I mean, the market's going to be huge. You don't just walk away from that.
SmithKline did.
Think they found something?
I don't know.
Shouldn't we try and find out?
How?
Talk to them.
SmithKline will never talk to us.
How about the Germans? Should we ask them?
Maybe if SmithKline told them.
Still, shouldn't we try and track it down?
Don't you think we'd be seeing something?
You'd think it is in 40 countries.
46?
And nothing anywhere, right?
Right.
Anything serious would be showing up by now, don't you think?
I'll tell you this, tracking it down will take a lot of detective work.
Kevadon's got to be on the market by Christmas.
You'd be lucky to make the 4th of July.
That's no good.
So, can I send it in?
Sure. Send it in. How long till we hear?
6 weeks, tops.
So Christmas is a lock.
Absolutely. Kevadon for Christmas.
You've got to admit, it's got a certain ring.
Like a cash register.
A lot of anxious ladies and sleepless nights over the holidays.
And we're gonna play Santa.
Taking part are the German Carl Kaufmann and the American Otis Davis, who have both equaled Jones's 1956 world record of 45.2 seconds. The German Kinder, India's Milka Singh, and South Africa's Spence are off like bullets. Kinder falls back. Milka Singh and Spence keep it up till almost out of the curve, when Otis Davis in the center and Kaufmann inside overtake them. Davis runs leaning backwards, so that his legs seem to be running away from him. With 50 meters to go, Kaufmann makes his effort, but Davis holds him off. His body catches up with his legs and leads them over the finishing line.
Excuse me. Do you know where I can find Dr. Francis Oldham Kelsey?
Here.
You?
Me?
Are you sure?
Pretty sure I was Frances Oldham Kelsey when I got up this morning.
I'm sorry. It's just I thought you were gonna be older. Gertrude Helper.
I think I'm gonna like you, Gertrude Helper.
University of Chicago, PhD, right?
MD and PhD.
God, you must have been in school forever.
Uh-huh.
Are those your kids?
Yeah.
Nice.
You got kids?
No, Korea.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I brought your first 2 applications. Two. Well, rumor is you got the easy.
Because I'm the new kid on the block?
Well, the new woman.
Of course, the new woman.
Hey, is it true that you only got into the University of Chicago because they thought that you were a man?
Where'd you hear that?
Well, people talk.
It's the name, Francis. They were expecting Mr. Oldham. I was quite a surprise.
Do you think that they would have let you in if they had known that you were Miss Oldham?
You know, I asked him that after I'd been there a few years.
What'd they say?
They refused to answer.
Typical.
So, what do I get as the new woman?
A rectal enema.
A right.
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
No. Levema. It's a rectal enema.
Oh.
Say, what's it like being famous?
You're thinking you're my husband.
No. You're famous.
May I ask what?
Massengill?
You know Massengill?
Well, why do you think we have these jobs?
Right.
I mean, it's like a bad novel. Massengill's chief chemist,
Harold Cole Watkins.
Watkins. He makes this great tasting antibiotic by mixing sulfa with antifreeze.
Pretty much, diethylene glycol.
Folks take it and die. Watkins sees it, shoots himself. He dies.
That didn't help.
Washington's got all these dead bodies just popping up. And of course, they happened to clue.
It was a difficult time.
And so they called you guys at the University of Chicago to figure it all out.
We had a good lab.
Well, the country is outraged. Congress passed the Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act to make sure that stuff like Massengill can never happen again. And created all these jobs. Yeah, folks around here know Massengill. You can bet on it. How old were you then anyway?
23?
23? And you solved Massengill?
I just ran rats.
That's not what I heard.
Godwin wrote the paper.
But you figured it out.
Well, the rats did, actually.
How?
By dying.
Oh, I almost forgot. Have it on. It's a sedative.
A sleeping pill?
And sleeping pills are easy.
I'll try and stay awake.
Is that a joke?
Who makes it?
The Germans. It's already being sold all over the world.
Who's handling it here?
Merrill in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
It's no big deal.
This historic moment is brought to you by Citizens for Kennedy. As I said at the beginning, the question before us all, faces all Republicans and all Democrats, is can freedom in the next generation conquer, or are the communists going to be successful? That's the great issue. And if we meet our responsibilities, I think freedom will conquer. If we fail to move ahead, if we fail to develop
Betty,
Don't tell me.
it just ended.
Damn it!
It wasn't that good.
I'm gonna get fired.
No, you're not.
Meryl's just looking for an excuse.
I covered for you.
You did?
We girls got to stick together.
Oh, thanks.
Don't worry, as far as Merrill knows, you attended everything here. I even picked up your samples for you.
Oh, how could I ever?
You look awful.
Oh, gee, thanks.
No, I mean, just in case you hadn't noticed.
Oh, I've noticed.
You want to tell me what's going on?
I've been throwing up a lot.
Really?
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Yeah,
That's what you're calling it.
it was something I ate.
Honey, if you ate it, you wouldn't be in this condition. Or so I'm told. Congratulations!
never knew his father, you know.
So how far along?
I guess this is his way to make things right, I guess.
Men are weird.
A couple of months. You can't tell a soul.
My lips are sealed.
I don't want to lose my job.
How can I help?
Well, tell me what I missed.
All right. Cavadon.
Cavadon.
Meryl's latest wonder drug.
What's it for?
You name it.
Abdominal pain, alcoholism, anorexia, asthma, cancer, cardiovascular disease, dental procedures, emotional instability, functional bowel distress, kidney disease, marital discord,
Yeah, I'm giving it to Richard.
menopause, nervous exhaustion, nightmares, poor schoolwork, premature ejaculation.
Did I mention I'm giving it to Richard?
Tuberculosis, vomiting.
Morning sickness.
Morning sickness?
Oh, yes. Germans. Well, they love it for morning sickness.
The Germans?
It's a German drug. Meryl's just selling it.
But it's safe during pregnancy?
Our guys say the safest thing since water.
The safest thing since...
You can't kill rats with it.
You can't kill rats with it?
That's what our guys say.
What does that even mean?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I guess if your rat is suffering from nervous exhaustion, you can give it to him and not worry.
Something like that.
So, when the FDA approve it?
The FDA? They haven't.
They haven't.
Been any day now.
Oh, so our guys will tell us when it's approved so we can start pushing it.
No, let's start now.
Hang on, I must be missing something. We start pushing the drug before it's been approved?
Right. Before.
Is that even legal?
Our guys say yes.
Really?
Apparently there's this loophole.
Well, that must be some loophole.
They're calling it a clinical investigation.
A clinical investigation?
We're supposed to target the most influential doctors.
How?
Appealing to their egos.
Doctors have egos?
Don't complain. Something above the waist for a change.
All right, so what's our pitch?
We tell the docs that we think they are important enough to be among the first in the nation to use Cavadon.
You're kidding, right?
No!
Our guys think the docs are stupid enough to fall for that?
Oh, Betty, you know they are.
So how do the docs report their results
What results?
for the clinical investigation?
They don't.
They don't.
I suppose they could if they really wanted to.
The docs don't report their results?
That's what our guys say.
What the hell kind of investigation is that?
Our kind. Apparently.
How are we gonna learn anything?
All I know is we were told by our guys, don't get caught up in selling some research program instead of the Cavadon.
Oh, I see. They just want us to push the drug.
Right. Push the drug.
Before it's approved.
Before it's approved.
And that's legal.
Per our guys.
Because it's a study.
Yes.
Where the docs don't report the results.
Correct.
Wow.
Well,
So what do we do?
what choice do we have?
We push the drug.
Anyway, there you have it. 2-day seminar, 5 minutes.
You are better than Reader's Digest.
I love to stay and chat, but I've got to run. Marital discord.
You're a lifesaver.
You look green. Call me.
Every degree of mind and spirit that I possess went to the long-range interest of the United States and to the cause of freedom around the world. So now my wife and I prepare for a new administration and for a new baby. Thank you.
finally called it. Kennedy.
Took them long enough.
Yeah. I wonder what this means for us.
We're gonna need new hats.
New hats.
Have you seen Jackie?
Oh. Right.
What's that?
Oh, it's for you.
Thanks. What's the occasion?
Your first drug approval.
An enema.
Hey. You gotta start somewhere. So, how's Kevadon?
A very popular topic these days.
Aren't you getting near the deadline?
Tomorrow.
You do know that if you don't decide by the deadline that Kevadon
Gets
gets...
approved automatically, yeah. I know. You're like the 10th person today to tell me, and I'm just
Sorry. Well, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Well, do you want me to ask one of the guys who's been around?
No.
Really? It'd be no trouble.
No.
Look, I can...
I don't need their help.
Okay.
I asked my husband
You asked your husband?
what he thought of Meryl's application.
Oh, right. It must be convenient to have a husband who also just so happens to be a world-famous pharmacologist.
Most of the time I prefer a plumber.
But not now.
No, not now.
And?
He wrote a memo.
What did you say?
He wrote a memo?
A memo?
Yeah.
A memo.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Kelsey, there's only one reason he would do that. He's leaving a paper trail.
You think?
Absolutely. Something must be very wrong. He's worried that someone's going to come in after the fact and review the Kevadon decision. Can I see it?
The memo? Oh, yeah, sure. Here.
An interesting collection of meaningless, pseudoscientific jargon apparently intended to impress chemically unsophisticated readers. Ouch! He doesn't mince words.
Nope. And that's not the worst part. Look at his conclusion.
I cannot believe this. To be honest, incompetence. Really?
Uh-huh.
He thinks somebody is lying?
He does.
Well, who?
That, my friend, is the $64,000 question.
And your deadline is
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Gertrude, you have been here a while. What do folks do in cases like this?
Most cases aren't like this.
But usually.
I mean, usually it's cut and dry. Do you have any evidence that Kevadon's unsafe?
No.
It gets approved then.
Really?
Well, the only reason you can turn down a drug is if you can prove that it's not safe.
Even if someone's lying.
Well, can you prove that they're lying?
Not yet.
Congratulations to Senator Kennedy for his fine race in this campaign, and to all of you. I am sure his supporters are just as enthusiastic as you are for me, and I thank you for that.
Hey, stranger.
Betty,
When did you get back to town?
yesterday, try as I might, can't be on the road all the time.
How's the marital discord?
How's John?
Oh, he's hammering and painting everything in sight.
He's feathering the nest.
He's a complete madman.
You're lucky, you know.
Keep reminding me.
You here for?
Oh, Nelson.
How's he?
The same.
That's too bad.
He's in the Kevadon study.
He does a lot of OB work, right?
Oh, tons. He just about lives in labor and delivery.
Good. We need to be targeting busy OB docs.
Where'd you hear that?
Meryl, how you feeling, by the way?
Better. Thanks.
You look better.
You know what? Kevadon just might actually work.
You took it.
For morning sickness, Well, I'm not puking my guts up every morning.
It's nice to hear Kevin works for something.
Why OBs?
Our marketing guys, they think you pregnant women are going to be a huge market.
Oh, it's so nice to be a demographic in demand.
Only so many of my guys are reluctant to use it.
Oh, new drug and everything.
I hope that changes once Kevin gets approved.
Approved. But I thought
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. They said any day weeks ago. What happened?
You think they tell me? All I know is now our guys are saying tomorrow.
Well, at least Nelson is sold.
That's because you are such a great advertisement.
Oh, you mean fat?
Hush, you're glowing.
Well, it's better than being great.
You can dance, every dance with the guys in the little motion tights. You can smile, every smile for the man who held your hand and be prepared for life. But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, say the last dance for me. Oh, I know, the music's fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your...
Heard anything yet?
Nothing.
Strange.
I was just thinking the same thing.
We should have received something in the mail.
That is the usual protocol.
And now a phone call.
So I'm told.
Did you try calling?
Several times. They won't return my calls.
Could be busy.
I suppose.
Still, it's strange.
Very.
So who's reviewing it?
Oh, some woman.
A woman? That's your problem right there.
Hang on, I've got her name here somewhere. Dr. Frances Oldham Kelsey.
Never heard of her.
Me neither. Brand new, it turns out.
That could be to our advantage.
You know, still, I had her checked out just to see what we're up against.
Smart.
You'll never guess where she was before the FDA.
Hard.
South Dakota.
South Dakota?
Yeah.
What the hell does anyone even do in South Dakota?
Get this, she was raising your kids.
A housewife.
Can you believe it?
How in the world does a housewife get a job at the FDA?
I wondered the same thing. Apparently her husband is some big deal at the National Institute of Health.
Think they hired her to get him?
How else could she have gotten the job?
She's new. Maybe she wants to deliver the good news personally.
We are her client. She could be interested in developing a relationship.
I hear women like that sort of thing.
Just the same, I don't trust anybody in Washington.
Don't worry, Joe. I scrubbed her application. There's nothing negative in it.
I get paid to worry. Oh. Hello?
Dr. Murray,
Ah, Dr. Kelsey, hello.
they told me you'd been calling.
4 days.
I'm sorry, it's taking me a while to learn the ropes.
I thought you'd fallen off the face of the earth.
Nope, still here, unfortunately.
Well, you got us all in suspense. What's the verdict? Dr. Kelsey, are you there?
You should have your application back in a
Back?
couple of days.
So you're approving it then?
No,
You're rejecting it?
no,
What are you doing then?
returning it.
You're returning it? Why?
It's incomplete.
It's incomplete how?
Well, you cite a lot of German studies.
It's a German drug.
Well, your German translations are wrong.
You cannot be serious.
I am. Get a better translator.
Anything else?
Yeah, you include, what is it, 30 reports from American doctors?
Yeah, our investigational study.
These aren't even remotely an investigational study, they're testimonials.
They're a study.
Honestly, most of them are barely believable.
You don't like them?
It's not a matter of not liking them, you need real studies.
Anything else?
Your rats.
Let me guess. You want them to die.
Rats have trouble even absorbing certain drugs.
Oh, so now you're an expert on rats?
Actually, I am.
Unbelievable.
And if you want to give Kevin to pregnant women.
You know we do.
Provide us with some research that Kevadon is safe during pregnancy.
You done?
No, there are a few more.
I'm sure.
I can put them in a cover letter if you like.
That would be great.
Okay, fine. Let us know when you want to resubmit.
You know we will.
Okay, bye-bye.
You okay?
Apparently, we can't translate German.
What?
Damn it, there goes Christmas.
No way she turned us down.
She didn't.
So what's the problem?
She's returning it.
Can she even do that legally?
She thinks she can.
Doesn't she know how the game is played?
Apparently not.
Bitch! We've got to crush her.
I'll start making some phone calls.
Who?
Public relations to start.
Oh, those PR guys will make her wish that she had never heard of Kevadon.
And we apply again.
What do you need from me?
Research.
Well, she's already got the German stuff.
American research, American docs, American journals.
That's going to take time.
And a study on pregnancy.
Pregnancy?
That shows that Kevadon is safe.
I might have someone for that.
Who?
Ray Nelson.
Never heard of him.
He was Don Merrill's fraternity brother.
Is he sharp?
Let's just say he'll be very cooperative and he's geographically convenient.
Good.
Oh, Christ, what about marketing?
Marketing?
Those guys are going to be pissed.
Why?
They've already started distributing Kevadon, counting on FDA approval.
I asked them about that. They said it's part of an investigational study.
Investigational study my ass.
What?
Hey, don't look so shocked. Everybody does it. Marketing's just trying to get as many docs using Kevadon as they can before the FDA
Wait a
finally...
minute. Are you saying it's not a real study?
Marketing didn't tell you. It's a sham. Oh, do you really think those idiots are going to...
Ray, could we justify it's a real study?
Why?
I don't know. Say someone asks.
Who's going to ask?
The FDA.
The FDA won't ask.
Suppose they do. Could we justify it's a real investigational study?
Not in marketing program.
No, a legitimate medical investigation in case somebody looks closely.
Not a chance.
Why?
No study design, no controls. we even tell the docs they don't have to report their results.
How are we supposed to learn anything if they don't report
That's
them?
not the point.
Think marketing will shut it down?
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much has already gone into this?
Can't believe she didn't just approve it.
It is strange.
They always do.
Don't worry, she'll cave.
Well, of course she'll cave, but Christmas is lost.
Maybe January.
No, it'll be March at least.
Joe, in Germany, parents can buy Kevadon syrup without a prescription to sedate their kids when they go to the movies. They call it Kinosaft. Cinema juice.
Leave it to the Germans.
You and I, on the other hand, can't get it past a damn housewife at the FDA.
So, I had to pee really bad.
What was showing?
Casablanca.
Kids looking at you.
The theater was packed.
Oh man, don't you hate that?
Yes.
Squeezing past people, knowing that they're thinking, why didn't this bimbo go before the show started?
Oh, did I mention that I had to collect my urine
What?
in a big jar?
On your first date?
It was doomed from the start.
Why?
Was it doomed?
No, why did you have to collect your urine in a big jar?
To find a drug for malaria.
Well, what was wrong with quinine?
We were running out. Japan had just taken the Dutch East Indies. So.
And if you can't fight malaria, you can't fight in the tropics.
That's right. But if you can't fight in the tropics, you can't win the war.
Mm.
So they launched this crash program to find a substitute. There wasn't time to look for volunteers.
You tested the drugs on yourself?
My bad luck, We took turns. My bad luck, the one that I took jaundiced. It damaged my liver and I was jaundiced.
Yellow?
As a canary.
On your first date.
I looked hideous.
And looking hideous is just so helpful on a first date.
I know, isn't it? So I go to the bathroom and I fill up the jar and I think, now what? How am I supposed to get back to my seat without spilling urine all over everyone?
Because the folks sitting around you already held you in such a high regard.
Right? So I finally get up the courage to come out. And there's Fred. Just standing there. He takes the urine, puts it in our empty popcorn bag, takes my arm and leads me back to my seat.
And you knew.
And I knew. We were married the next year.
It's a great story. Did you end up discovering anything besides your husband?
No new drug for malaria, but we did run across something that people had not reported yet. It was that pregnant rabbits.
Pregnant
Yeah,
rabbits?
they can break down quinine just fine, but for some reason, fetal rabbits, they can't break it down at all. Hang on. Dr. Francis Kelsey? I don't know who told you that, but it's not true. But no, it doesn't work like that. I'll take it into consideration. Thank you for sharing that with me. Bye. That was strange.
Who was it?
Some congressional staffer. He said that he'd heard I'd made a mistake with the Kevadon application.
What?
How would he even know?
Meryl.
You think?
Consider it a warning. Where did you get that anyway? An incomplete application.
It's in the regulations.
I'm impressed.
I mean, if it had been a life-saving antibiotic or a heart med, but it was another tranquilizer.
It started.
What?
Meryl's coming at you. And it's gonna get ugly.
Wonderful. How do these things generally work out?
They win.
Always?
Always. They don't stop. Not till they get what they want.
Well, we might just have to change that.
With all due respect, Dr. Kelsey, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
You're right.
But you still think you can handle it.
Me, I don't know, but back home in Canada, I was the only girl at an all-boy prep school, so I have a lot of practice with guys coming at me.
Down the middle, we'll all go straight down the middle. Though some of the players may wander off the line, you need someone to hang your spine. Always they can, but they'll stick with you all the way. While they go straight down the middle, this fine day. Whack down the fairway, yeah, good smack down the fairway.
Dr. Nelson,
Ah, Dr. Pogge.
great you could get away on such short notice.
Couldn't miss my last chance for golf before the snow flies.
Don Merrill sends his regards, by the way.
Oh, how is Don?
Fine.
Good.
Don said we could count on you.
Count on me. For what?
We've run into a bit of a problem.
The problem?
How's that Kevadon we've been sending you?
Oh, beautiful.
And by all accounts, absolutely safe.
Even better. So what's the problem?
Some new woman at the FDA is being an absolute pain in the ass about approving it.
What's she need?
I'll tell you what she needs.
It said for Kevadon, man.
Research.
About?
Pregnancy.
Oh, what's that got to do with me?
We need you to do a study
Me?
that shows that Kevadon is safe in pregnancy and published in a major American journal.
You've got two problems.
Okay.
One, I'm not a board certified obstetrician.
We can get around that.
Well, you can't.
Yeah, sure, that'll be easy. What's the other problem?
I don't have the time.
I'll write it.
What do you mean?
I'll write the study.
With what data?
Well, I've already got stuff from the Germans, and I'll take anything you can give me.
And then you write it.
I'll send it to you for review, of course.
And then what?
Submit it
Under my name.
under your name.
Even though you wrote it.
Right.
Is this some sort of a joke?
No. No joke.
This seems like a hell of a lot of trouble to go to just to get some article published.
No one can know it's from Merrill.
Why not?
If Merrill's name is not on it, then we can submit it as an
Oh,
independent
I get
study.
it. You want to go to the FDA and say, here's this independent study that shows
That
that...
shows that Kevadon is safe in pregnancy.
How do you know this study's going to show Kevin safe in pregnancy?
Trust me, it will.
Sounds like you've been down this road before.
Writing articles for other doctors?
Yeah.
Maybe 30 times.
30 times?
Everybody does it.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
And it's okay?
They get published.
Past peer review and everything.
Yeah. Didn't you ever wonder how the medical journal ads and the research articles just seem to line up?
What happens if they find out I didn't write it?
They won't.
Oh, what if somebody asks?
No one's gonna ask.
Suppose someone talks.
Who's gonna talk?
Someone.
Only you and I will know. I'm certainly not going to announce it. Are you?
No.
See?
Hey, couldn't I lose my license?
Lose your license? Get serious. This is how the system works. Do you think they're going to throw hundreds of docs out on the streets? Come on, it's a win-win. You get a major study to put on your resume, and Merrill
gets Kevin approved.
Right. Merrill gets Kevin approved.
I don't know.
Look, Ray, I know this must seem a bit unconventional. But it's what we do every day. We're just trying to get Kevin past some stupid bureaucrat in Washington. What do you say? Don said we could count on you.
Okay, I guess.
You won't regret it.
You up for this?
Will you stop asking me that?
I'm just checking.
It's a cramp. I have them all the time. I'm fine.
You sure?
I'm fine.
Okay, no peeking then.
I'm not peeking.
I don't trust you.
I'm not.
Ta-da!
Oh, that is quite honestly the most pathetic Christmas tree I've ever seen. Oh, I love it.
Ray,
Look, Joe, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking whether it's wise to pressure the FDA commissioner about Kelsey now. The public relations campaign
Ray!
is going to ruin her.
she killed Christmas.
I know, but leaning on Larrick now is not going to change that.
So what do you want to do? Invite Kelsey to New Year's?
No.
Is that your plan? Give her a party hat and a cocktail?
No.
See if she can do the twist?
Look, Joe, Larrick's going to be gun shy after the Welch scandal, 1, and 2, Kennedy's coming into office promising all
Ray,
sorts.
1, Larrick is weak. I'm going to pressure him, not bribe him. 2, who the hell knows what Kennedy's going to do? And 3, if Kefauver...
Kefauver?
Yeah.
You're worried about some senator in a coonskin cap.
Listen.
He thinks he's Davy Crockett, for Christ's sake.
If Kefauver's bill passes...
It's not getting out of committee.
Ray, and just saying, if Kefauver's bill does make it out of committee, gets a vote, and passes, we have to start proving the claims we make for the drugs are true.
Not gonna happen.
Do you realize what that means?
Look, Joe,
Kevin cures poor schoolwork. Poor schoolwork, Ray. Kevin cures poor schoolwork. Do you want to go to the FDA and explain how taking Kevin is going to help Johnny get an A in geometry?
Look, Joe,
You want that?
Of course not.
Well, it's coming.
It's not.
Yes, it is. And it's
Listen
going to be
to
a
me.
whole new ball game.
Listen to me. It's not gonna happen.
We've got to get Kevin approved before the rules change.
If the rules change.
We can't take that chance.
Listen to me, Joe. Pressuring Larrick now about Kelsey might come back to bite us.
What'd you get the girls for Christmas? Dr. Kelsey? You know, Elvis said that he's planning on marrying me, now that he's back from the service and all. But I've been thinking, what is a woman like me gonna do with a man who can move his hips like that?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Christmas.
Oh,
What is so interesting?
the molecular weight of Kevadon.
Sounds riveting.
I want to see whether it reaches the fetus.
Well, I guess size really does matter.
In crossing placentas, not creating them.
Well, what does Meryl say?
About whether Kevadon reaches
Reaches the fetus.
They said the answer to the question has not been established.
Well, you gotta give him credit for being honest.
But
But
they also say Kevadon is completely safe for the developing fetus.
completely safe?
Completely safe.
Well, if the answer to the question hasn't been established, how do they know that it's completely safe?
They don't.
So what? So Meryl's they're just making stuff up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do the Germans say?
The Germans, nothing. They're not talking.
Well, what about SmithKline?
Their research isn't public.
So what you're saying is you need a new study.
Someone is going to have to force Meryl into a study to find out whether Kevadon is safe for a fetus.
Someone. You mean like you?
I know we said we weren't going to make a big deal out of Christmas this year.
That's okay. Next year.
Next year with the baby.
Yes, with, the baby.
So don't be mad, okay?
Why would I be mad? We said no presents.
I know.
No presents means no presents.
Sorry.
I thought we had an agreement.
We did.
We're supposed to be saving money for when I can't work.
I know.
So?
You need it.
I need it.
Yeah.
Really?
You're getting bigger.
Like I haven't noticed.
And it's starting to snow. Open it.
We had an agreement.
We did.
We're changing all the rules.
Open it.
I'm gonna have to think of a very special way to punish you.
Look, Commissioner Larrick, we appreciate that Kelsey's new, but Kevadon is far too important to us to be a part of some woman's learning curve. I just wanted to call and tell you that we're unhappy about this and remind you that we have some very powerful friends in Congress. No, sir, not a threat, a fact. We want Kelsey replaced.
Hang on. Here it is. The cutoff is 1,000.
So,
It's 700.
so Kevadon reaches the fetus?
Kevadon reaches the fetus.
Open it.
Oh, John! It is beautiful!
Here, right on.
Oh.
Betty!
Oh.
Once lived in Indian Maine, a teenage Indian maid. Now a single night, all around the campfire bright, all the brave they yearn just to take a turn and dance with the hearts of light. Oh yeah, it's not that little rocky red while the dawn comes with it, earth feet are sailing.
Come in. Mary.
How is she?
Okay. Sad.
John, I'm so sorry.
Despite how she acted. She really
Oh,
was.
I know. I know.
Well,
How are you?
one minute you're dreaming on how to build a treehouse. Next minute it's gone. Hey Betty, look who's here.
I brought you something?
Russell Stover?
When in doubt, chocolate.
Works for me.
How are you feeling?
Did John show you the nursery?
No.
He did such a great job.
Maybe later.
He built a cradle, Mary,
Oh, Betty.
at the shop after work.
Betty.
A cradle. He worked so hard on it.
Betty, what did the doctor say?
It's absolutely beautiful. You have to see it. Here, I'll go call him.
Betty! What did the doctor say?
Doctor?
What did he say?
He said it was all for the best.
He did? loves you.
He was so looking forward to the baby.
You can always try again.
But I'm so scared.
That is understandable.
What if there is something horribly wrong with me?
Did the doctor say anything?
No.
I'll bet you're all right then.
But maybe he's not telling me.
I'm sure he would tell you.
But what if he...
Betty, give it time.
That's what John said.
John is right. Just give it time.
Ladies, can we just talk about something else?
All right.
Work.
Your dogs, they miss you.
You're just saying that.
No, they really miss you.
Yeah, well, I bet you're spoiling them.
What is it you do for those guys?
Trade secret.
Whatever it is, I'm a poor substitute.
So what did I miss?
Not much. Still signing up dogs.
For what?
Cavadon. You remember, study?
That's still going on.
Bigger than ever.
So Kevin got approved.
No, not yet.
Give you a date.
Nothing certain. They say they have to get rid of this dimwit at the FDA first. Maybe Easter. You're not gonna believe this.
What?
Nelson,
Oh God. What do you do now?
he's writing some big deal study.
Nelson knows how to write.
Apparently. Who knew?
So what's the big deal study on?
Pregnancy something.
Pregnancy.
Whether Cavadon's safe or whatnot.
Whether Kevin is safe in pregnancy.
You know, something like that.
But I thought our guys had said that Kevdon had already been proven safe in pregnancy.
It has. It's safe as water.
Then why is Nelson doing the study?
Are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory
Did you see the inauguration?
A bit.
It looked like everyone was freezing.
I heard they almost had to cancel the parade.
Well, Kennedy's gonna be a big improvement over Eisenhower.
Yeah, Kennedy's got hair.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country.
Like work nights and weekends.
Yeah, funny he left that part out.
That inauguration party must have been something.
I know. Can you imagine? Nat King Cole, Sinatra, Ella, Gene Kelly.
Did you see Jackie's inauguration gown?
I bet you that number's going straight to the Smithsonian.
Where would you wear something like that?
I don't know. 5 will get you 10, they'll be selling knockoffs at Macy's.
Just what you need.
I know, right? I brought your next 2 applications. Did you hear that Marilyn Monroe got divorced?
Again?
Yeah, from that, playwright guy. What was his name?
Arthur Miller.
Yeah, I never got what she saw in him anyway.
They say opposites attract. So, what's your guess? Another enema?
Well, you are developing a specialty.
Yeah,
It'll be the opening line of my obituary. Dr. Frances Kelsey, best known for her work with enemas.
You know, I like DiMaggio better.
Everyone liked DiMaggio better.
You think Marilyn still loves him?
Did Kevadon get reassigned?
That's what they're saying.
Any idea who?
No. But odds are it's someone who's been around a while. I heard that Meryl wasn't thrilled that you were new.
The new woman?
Yeah, there's that too. Look, don't blame him.
I'm not.
Larry's gotta be catching flack from Congress. and
I know.
He can't stand up to them, not after Welch.
Oh, Henry Welch.
No, can you imagine finding out that your director of antibiotics has been on the tape for years?
Lyric must have felt so betrayed.
You know she speaks French?
Marilyn Monroe?
No, Jackie. She's only 31, and she speaks French.
And Spanish. And Italian. Yeah.
You know, can you imagine being 31, beautiful, married to the most powerful man on the planet, fantastic house on the Cape? God, what a life. And the best clothes. I mean, Coco Chanel, Givenchy, Oleg Cassini. Are you okay?
Where'd you get this?
Larrick's office? Why?
Look,
Kevadon?
there must be some mistake.
No. No, there's no mistake.
Are you sure?
Larrick's secretary told me to give this to you, personally.
Really?
I think old Larrick has decided that it is time to stand and fight.
The United States and John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I first of all want to say that I'm proud to be a Democrat tonight because all of you are here. There's an old saying that only in winter can you tell which trees are evergreen. Only when the winds of adversity blow can you tell which individual, which party.
Right. No, yeah, I know.
Hang up!
Hold, yeah, no.
Hang
hold-
up!
Just, hold, I'll have to call you. Don't you ever not.
Page 1954.
What's this?
It's Kelsey's goddamn Valentine's Day gift.
The British Medical Journal?
Read it!
It's from December. Why are we just getting it now?
There's a mail strike somewhere.
Mail strike.
Read it!
That's it?
What do you mean that's it?
It's just 3 paragraphs.
And I'm thinking we gift wrap it.
4 patients with nerve damage.
Maybe a cute card
It's only 4 patients.
with hearts on it.
I take it this wasn't in our application.
Hell no, we just got it. How could it be in our application?
Maybe Kelsey hasn't seen it.
If she's being captured by Martians,
You said there was a mail strike.
somewhere.
Oh, then I've got to get to Washington. Bring it to her attention.
It'd be a long shot.
Oh, you got a better idea?
No.
Try to save the March release. Tell her we didn't know.
Yeah. About that.
We didn't know, right?
Not about the 4 cases, no.
So what's the problem?
Hey, don't shoot the messenger, okay?
Sorry. What's the problem?
Okay. So, after I saw the note in the British Medical Journal, I started nosing around, asking if anyone had seen anything.
Uh-huh.
And someone recalled one of our docs, Gustav Martin.
Who?
Gustav Martin.
Who the hell is Gustav Martin?
A doc for one of our subs. He was talking about a Grunenthal document that he came across that said the risk of Kevadon, the risk of nerve toxicity with Kevadon would be very great.
A Grunenthal document.
That's what he said.
Was it in the information Grunenthal sent over for our application?
If it was, I can't find it.
Ever wonder what else those Germans aren't telling us?
Every single day.
When was this?
Gustav Martin, year and a half, 2 years ago.
We've known that Kevadon causes nerve damage for 2 years?
No one working on the application knew.
Gustav Martin knew, and to Kelsey, Gustav Martin is us.
That's why we can't tell her. Go to Washington, meet with Kelsey, tell her we didn't know about the cases in the British Medical Journal. Plead ignorance.
Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Tristan, decongestants cough medicine. Stop coughing due to cold or bronchial irritation. Tristan, decongestants cough medicine. It was a real pleasure to have you with us again. Thank you, Bud. Good to see you. I understand you're working on a new show. Yes, a musical. It's a new musical called, got a cute title, a new long one. How to succeed in business without really trying.
So, Dr. Kelsey, what's it like being the most popular girl in class?
Must be my new lipstick.
Do you even own lipstick?
No, but my girls are on me buy some.
So, where is Meryl?
Should be here any minute.
You think it's about the British Medical Journal?
I don't know. Maybe Dr. Murray has a crush on me.
Oh, that's touching. Do you think that they knew
About the nerve damage?
before the article?
Okay. A GP in a town in Scotland of 4,000 people sees 4 cases of nerve damage from a single drug. Now that same drug is being taken by thousands of people across 46 countries. The manufacturer's gotta know, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Someone must have told them.
So we assume that the Germans knew.
Well, of course the Germans knew. But what about Meryl?
Well, either the Germans lied to Meryl or...
Meryl's lying to us.
Yeah,
So which is it?
I don't know.
How you planning on finding out?
I'm not.
You're not?
What difference does it make? Meryl did not disclose it in their application. They filed it. They own it.
Okay, but what happens when Meryl walks in here, Murray from Meryl walks in here, and he says that the British Medical Journal is the first that they ever heard of it?
Simple, I say that it was known and not disclosed about the nerve damage.
But you don't know for certain that it was known.
Not for certain, no.
But you're still going to say that it was?
Yeah,
Why?
to force them into a study so we can solve this thing.
They're not going to be happy about that.
That is not my problem.
You want me to stay?
No, but you wouldn't happen to have an extra H-bomb lying around, would you?
I'll check with the Russians.
Hello,
Dr. Murray,
Dr. Kelsey.
how was the flight?
Oh, fine, TWA.
Well, you called for this meeting.
I'll get right to it. We wanted to call your attention to a report of possible nervous system damage from Kevadon that we've been tracking down.
Okay.
It was in the December British Medical Journal. Dr. Kelsey?
I read the article.
You did?
Yes.
Well, this was the first we have heard of any possible nervous system toxicity from Kevadon, so we wanted to bring it to your attention.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that's why I asked for this meeting, to bring it to your attention. Thank you for seeing me.
I'm curious. Why wasn't it in your application?
I told you the British Medical Journal was the first we'd heard of it.
Don't you think you should have known?
How?
Don't ask me, it's your drug.
We found out when you did.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
Oh.
Okay. Wait a minute, are you accusing us of knowing about it and intentionally leaving it out?
Me?
That's exactly what you're doing.
Well, the fact is...
Watch your step, Kelsey.
The fact
That's
is
libel. Do you want to hear from our attorney?
Nevertheless, the fact is,
I
you
think Commissioner Larrick would like to hear about this, don't you?
be my guest. Dial 0 for the operator. Ask for the commissioner's office.
Look, we want to get to the bottom of this as much as you do.
No, you don't.
How dare you say that?
If you wanted to get to the bottom of this, you would be in Germany right now.
I have a trip planned.
Soon, I hope.
What more do you want from us?
A study.
A study?
To see how widespread the neurological complications are and see if there are any other unusual side effects.
A study?
We can contact your docs.
Our docs?
It can't be that hard, there's only 30 of them.
But they're our docs.
Conducting an investigational study, let's use them to investigate.
Give me one good reason why we should cooperate.
You want Kevadon approved.
And if we cooperate, you'll approve it.
You know I can't promise that.
You're not going to approve us in March, are you?
I haven't decided.
Come on, Kelsey, you can't hold us up because some Scottish GP nobody has ever heard of reports 4 cases of suspected nerve damage.
Wanna bet?
And with this new costume jewelry dominated by the pearl motif, you can forget the link. Here's 25 feet of pearl glamour by Marvella that introduces jewel bedecked coiffures that are the fashion rage for late day dressing. What woman wouldn't want?
Dr. Nelson!
Oh, Betty,
Oh, I thought I'd missed you.
I was just headed to lunch.
Oh, please don't let me keep you.
Did we have an appointment?
No, I was just dropping off some more Kevadon.
Oh, I think we're almost out.
I just want to say how lucky we are to have a physician of your caliber in the Kevadon study.
Glad to help.
I was checking my records. You are one of our top prescribers.
I just wrote a study about it. You know, it should be coming out any day now.
I already got it.
How?
Oh, they sent us early copies.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Here it is. The Journal of American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, June issue.
Can I?
Only if you autograph it for me. Page 1245. Pretty impressive, don't you think?
Thanks.
You know, I was curious. Where did you find the time to write? You always seem so crazy busy.
Nights and weekends.
Oh, I knew you were a genius. Autograph, please?
Meryl gave you this?
Yes, so we'd be ready for any questions.
Of course.
Oh, and it's going to be such a help, especially that line about the danger to the baby.
Well, what line?
Come on, you know, you wrote it. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. There is no danger to the baby if some of it shows up in the milk or passes the placental barrier.
Oh, that.
Seeing it like this, in print, so definite and everything, it is going to reassure a lot of doctors who are on the fence about using Kevadon in pregnancy.
Good.
Plus, it makes my job a lot easier, so thanks.
No problem. Sorry. Lunch.
Glückwünsche!
What?
Glückwünsche!
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably saying it wrong. Congratulations? That's what my grandmother used to say.
Oh, thanks.
I didn't know you spoke German.
Me, German, whatever gave you that idea?
Your article? A lot of the references are in German?
No, Latin. I took Latin.
Latin.
4 years, Ms. Rickle. I hated it.
Is that Nelson?
Oh, he's on his way to lunch.
I wanted him to sign this article for me. You know, get his autograph.
He doesn't speak German.
What?
He doesn't speak...
This article's gonna make him famous.
Let's hope not.
What's wrong?
You want to take my place?
With Nolson? You give up that account?
Maybe.
Why?
I don't know. Something's fishy.
That sounds very mysterious.
No, so what else is happening?
Kevadon's getting approved.
Yeah. And I'm Marilyn Monroe.
I swear to God, Marilyn! They're setting up this big meeting as we speak.
When?
No one knows yet, but they've talked to some of my guys about flying in for it.
The FDA is backing down.
Apparently.
I'll believe it when I see it.
You watch. Meryl's gonna make honest women of us yet.
Speaking of that, how's the marital discord?
It's not.
What do you mean?
It's not. It's over.
Over?
Last month. It's with the divorce lawyers now.
Oh, Mary. I am so sorry.
I guess there are just some things that even Kevadon can't fix.
From the KILT News Terminal, a reputed numbers racket boss was killed today in Youngstown, Ohio by the explosion of dynamite raked to the starter of his car. The blast which killed 39-year-old Vincent J. De Niro demolished the auto and damaged 15 nearby stores. Police blame the killing of another world war for control of racket operations in
Those bastards at the FDA couldn't find their dicks if you gave them a roadmap.
A roadmap? What are you talking about?
So, we're working with the FDA to set up this study that you agreed to. Thanks a hell of a lot for that, by the way.
Kelsey gave me no choice.
So the FDA selection criteria is going to limit us to 30 docs. So we don't have to tell them about everybody.
Well, how'd you work that bit of magic?
That's just it, I didn't.
Who did?
The FDA. They never asked. They just assumed that we still had the same 30 docs that we had in our initial application. And those bastards couldn't find their dicks.
How many do we have?
What?
Docs giving out Kevadon.
You don't want to know.
A ballpark.
You don't want to know. How was Europe?
Well, the nerve damage stuff is real.
I was afraid of that.
The Germans are playing it down, of course.
Of course. What did you expect them to do?
Saying it's diet or allergy.
Or moon dust. How many cases?
No one knows for sure.
Educated guess?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Maybe more.
How long do you think they've known?
3 years.
So, Gustav Martin was right.
Yeah, Gustav Martin was right.
And the Germans didn't warn us.
Nope.
You would have thought it would have at least warranted a postcard or something.
Nothing.
Assholes!
Oh, but the good news is they're conducting a new study on chickens.
Christ. Colonel Sanders must be dancing in the streets.
And the German government is going to start requiring a prescription.
We knew that was coming. I'm thinking we'll tell Kelsey we'll accept the warning label.
I tried that.
When?
A month ago.
Before she turned us down.
That said it was incomplete.
Nothing is complete enough for her. I pity her husband.
That's why we've got to change course. Take the battle to her.
How?
A meeting at the FDA, first week of September. Bring in our docs, present the study, the data study, show that Kevadon is safer than any other sedative, get approval.
Gunfight at the OK Corral?
Something like that.
You be Burt Lancaster. I'll be Kirk Douglas.
Who'll Kelsey be?
I don't know, Miss Kitty.
That's Gunsmoke.
Right.
Make one last big push.
Nolson's study ought to help with that.
Is that out?
Just, it concludes that Kevadon is safe for both fetuses and newborns.
Thank Nolson for me, would you?
Sure. This just might shut Kelsey up about babies.
I hope so.
Have you seen her lately?
Kelsey? She looks terrible. Dark circles under her eyes.
Good. The pressure's getting to her.
It looks like she hasn't slept in months.
The PR campaign, Congress.
The lawsuit.
What lawsuit?
Where have you been? We're suing her for libel.
Libel?
For saying that we knew about the nervous system damage and purposely not including it.
But we did know. Gustav Martin.
Who?
Right. The key now is to ratchet up the pressure.
No, I do not wish to comment. Leave my husband out of this. I don't care if you have 50 sources, no comment.
Another admirer.
This is getting ridiculous. They're just making stuff up now.
The bigger the lie.
You think I can get a job working at the A&P bagging groceries when this is over?
Maybe, if you're fast enough.
What?
Dr. Kelsey, do you mind if I say something a bit personal?
I need a new hairstylist?
Well, there is that. But mostly, you need some rest.
Did my husband put you up to this?
No, it's the consensus view of the department.
Consensus view? What am I, a lab rat?
No, folks just care what's happening to you, that's all.
Oh. Then here.
Well, what's this?
Fan mail.
Wow!
A bill from my lawyer.
I should have gone to law school.
Oh, and miss the fortune you're making at the FDA?
Oh, you're right. I'd probably have to sell my yacht. You're not getting divorced, are you?
Not that I know of. Not that I blame him.
You have been a bit consumed.
I know.
Well then, why the lawyer?
Merrill is suing me. Threatening to sue, technically.
Well, why?
Libel.
Libel?
They're claiming that I libeled them when I said that they did not disclose the nerve toxicity when they knew about it in their application.
So they're saying that they didn't know?
That's what they're saying.
Well, they can't be that stupid.
Their lawyers say they are.
So what? You turn this into personnel, or?
I wish. I pay it.
Personally, you pay this?
That's right.
They're trying to bankrupt you.
At this rate, it's not gonna take long.
They can't get you to back down any other way, so they are forcing you to choose between fighting them and sending your girls to college.
Maybe I can convince my girls to join the circus.
Well, how are they flying trapeze skills?
Minimal, I'm afraid.
Tightrope?
No.
Ah, there's always the elephants.
I should have listened to you.
Why? No one else does.
You warned me.
Look, Dr. Kelsey,
No, months ago, you warned me.
you're not going to want to hear this.
You
but-
told me that Merrill would come after me.
Look, no one would fault you if you decided to back out now.
I thought I could handle it.
You fought a good fight, a great fight.
You
really.
told me that I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
A better fight than anyone else would have.
I just thought that my family would somehow be out of bounds.
Nothing is out of bounds. There is too much money involved. This is war.
Of Allied troops go about their daily tasks, well aware that their divided city has been pounced upon by Khrushchev as his frail reason for resuming atom bomb tests. They know, as President Kennedy said, that Khrushchev is testing
thought you had your ducks in line.
Look, Joe, no one could have predicted that she would have...
Christ, what a screw up.
Kelsey caught him off guard.
Off guard! Off guard! Can any of you in this room assure us that Kevadon is safe for the fetus? Christ!
No one expected her to ask that.
You'd have thought one of your bastards would have stood up for us.
They didn't know what we wanted them to say.
We paid their way here. Do they think that's because they're so friggin' brilliant?
They were trying to help.
Oh, not the son of a bitch that suggested there be more study.
No, he was definitely off script.
Whose side is he on anyway?
I'll speak to him.
Damn it, Ray!
Where is she anyway?
She's on the phone.
Making us wait's more like it.
She said it's one of her kids.
Probably a power move to put us on the defensive.
Do you think she intentionally had one of her kids called just to manipulate us?
I wouldn't put it past her. What do you think she's going to do with our Kevadon application?
At this point, I don't know anymore.
So let's ask her.
What?
Let's ask her.
Now?
Look, Joe, what do we have to lose? If she still has objections, we address them on the spot.
Quiet, here she comes.
I'm sorry, teenagers.
Ready for the wrap-up?
Sure, are your experts ready?
They better be.
Let's do it then.
Are you going to approve us?
Excuse me?
Are you going to approve Kevadon?
You want to talk about that now?
Sure, why not?
Your experts are waiting.
Let them wait.
Are you sure?
Are you finally going to approve our Kevadon application?
Well, this application is stronger. There's no doubt about that. You have certainly filled in some of the gaps, but unfortunately, it's still not strong enough for approval.
Come on, Kelsey!
Your experts are waiting.
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Procrastinating.
I am doing my job.
Let's do the wrap-up.
Shall we
Ray.
go?
Where are we still deficient?
Ray!
Pregnancy, for one thing.
You're a damn broken record, Kelsey. You know that?
The effect on the fetus.
But we've
Ask
already...
your experts. Listen, add a warning that any woman who's pregnant or wants to get pregnant doesn't use Kevadon, and then we can talk about it.
We can't do that. Morning sickness is one of Kevadon's major indications.
I can't help you then.
No wrap-up, Ray.
What about Nelson?
Nolson.
Nelson specifically stated...
You guys want to debate Nolson right now?
Ray.
Nelson specifically states that Kevadon is safe for both fetuses and newborns.
I read the study.
And even you would have to admit that it's a significant study published in a prestigious American journal.
God, if men could only get pregnant!
Excuse me.
Gentlemen, you throw up at the beginning of the pregnancy. The first trimester, okay? That's when women are going to take Kevadon for morning sickness. By the end, you're not nauseous anymore. You feel like the Hindenburg about to explode.
We know
Then
that.
act like it.
I don't think we're getting...
Nelson looks at the end of the pregnancy. The third trimester, the fetus is almost completely formed by then. It's almost as if Nelson designed his study not to find anything.
So now you're accusing me... accusing Nelson of lying.
No, I'm not. I'm saying if he had wanted to find an effect, he would have looked at the first trimester, because that is both when the drug is most likely to be taken and when the fetus is at the highest risk of getting damaged. But no one, not Nelson, not the Germans, not you guys, no one has looked there. And I am not going to approve this drug for pregnancy until someone does! Anything else?
Where are the bad babies?
Ray!
What?
Where are the bad babies?
What do you mean?
Ray, the
You're
wrap-up.
all theory, Kelsey, but the rest of us live out here in the real world.
The wrap-up,
And in
Ray.
the real world, thousands of women are taking this drug every day, and some of them are pregnant.
Ray!
And no! And if Kevadon harms the fetus, like you say, we should be seeing hundreds of cases of, I don't know what, death, illness, deformity, the bad baby.
Ray, the wrap-up.
And we've seen zero!
Ray!
Zero! Where are the bad babies. Shut up! Where are the bad babies, Kelsey?
I don't know!
Oh, raindrops, so many raindrops. It feels like rain falling from my eyes, falling from my eyes. Since my love has left me,
That's it.
all alone.
Say goodbye to the last of the Thanksgiving leftovers.
That's awful.
Oh, not so bad, John. Christmas will be here soon enough.
Betty, did you see this?
See what?
The pictures in the paper, the babies.
No.
They don't have arms. Or legs, some of them. Here, look.
That's horrible!
There's a mysterious epidemic of it happening in Europe.
Why would anyone put pictures of that in the papers? Oh,
They figured out it was caused by a drug.
a drug? Did they say which one? Thalidomide?
Thalidomide, that's it. How did you know?
Remember that drug from work I was telling you about?
You talk about a lot of drugs.
Kevadon.
Maybe?
It's thalidomide.
Why is it called Kevadon?
That's our brand name.
It also says here that it caused a lot of miscarriages. Betty, are you okay?
I killed the baby.
What?
Early in the pregnancy, Kevadon, I took it.
Why?
They said it would help with the vomiting. They promised us it was as safe as water, John. As safe as water.
Do you?
Oh my God!
Do you?
I killed the baby.
You don't know that.
Don't hate me, John.
What?
Please,
No.
please don't hate me.
Betty, I could never.
Oh my God! What have I done?
Is that the statement?
Part of it.
Read it.
Representatives of the German company, Chemie Grunenthal, have agreed under pressure from health authorities to withdraw the drug.
In Germany,
In Germany, right.
but not here.
No, not here.
Where does that leave us?
Who knows?
What do we do?
For the time being, nothing.
Nothing.
It's just a first report. Come on, Joe. You don't honestly believe that Kevadon's capable of doing something like that.
But the Germans.
The Germans are panicking.
Panicking?
Everybody just needs to take a deep breath. Wait for PR.
That's fine for them. But Kelsey expects answers from me.
The PR guys are working up the official response. In the meantime, we're to stay the course. If anyone asks, we're to say, we're waiting for confirmation.
We're waiting for confirmation.
That's what they said.
Confirmation from whom?
Who the hell knows? It's just something to buy us some time.
That's very kind. It was a team effort. Thank you very much, Congressman. They don't stop.
They don't.
Thanks, hardly.
But you are. Everyone's talking about
Oh, I know. Guess what I heard someone just say about me?
you. What?
They called me the procrastinator who got lucky.
And I've been passing it out. John, Kevadon, I've been passing it out.
How? The paper said it's never been approved in the United States.
They told us to pass it out anyway.
And you did?
What was I supposed to do?
But it wasn't approved.
Well, what was I supposed to do? It was my job.
Betty, are you going to be in trouble?
I don't know.
Did they know that you were giving it out?
I don't think so.
Gotta tell him.
You've seen the news.
Yes,
Are the Germans acknowledging the connection with birth defects?
no.
Why not?
It's just a first report. They're waiting for confirmation.
Well, are you withdrawing your Kevadon application?
No,
Why not?
we're waiting for confirmation.
Well, McBride in Australia found the same thing. His report's coming out in the Lancet. There's your confirmation.
I hadn't heard that.
What about your clinical study?
We're continuing it.
You're not shutting it down?
No, we're
Waiting for confirmation. Yeah. I got it, Joe. Hang on.
You want me to get that? Okay.
Well, that went well.
Hello, Dr. Kelsey's office.
I'm trying to reach Dr. Frances Kelsey.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. She's a little busy right now.
It's about Kevadon.
Kevadon?
What's happening?
Kelsey asked me to hold on.
Ma'am, can I help you?
There's a lot of Kevadon out there.
No, ma'am. It was never approved in this country.
No, there's this investigational study.
We know. 30 doctors have been...
Hundreds.
What?
Thousands, maybe.
Hang on. The woman on the phone, she's saying that hundreds of doctors have been passing out Kevadon?
That's
That's
impossible.
what I said. Ma'am, I'm sorry. You must be mistaken. There's no way that Kevadon's been passed out. It's impossible.
No, it's true. I've been passing it out.
Hang on. It sounds like she knows. She says that she's the one who's been passing out the pills.
Who is she?
I don't know. Maybe a
Ask
nurse
her
or-
where she works.
Excuse me, miss. Where do you? Hello, ma'am. Hello. She hung up.
Call Larrick.
Hello, give me Commissioner Larry. It's urgent.
Yeah. Sorry to keep you waiting, Joe. Hey, you still only have 30 docs with Kevadon, right?
Hang on. Kelsey wants to know how many docs have Kevadon.
I was afraid of that. The PR guys are trying to figure out what we're allowed to say.
That doesn't do me a damn bit of good right now.
Commissioner Larry, hang on a second.
Commissioner Larrick, Francis Kelsey, there may be a whole lot more Kevadon out there than we knew about. We're trying to track it down. I'm on the phone with Merrill right now.
Gotta be careful, Joe. Remember the secrecy clause.
Oh, to hell with the Germans.
We cannot do or say anything that might be detrimental to Grunenthal's interests.
But they can lie to us.
I understand. I'll call you back as soon as we know something. Okay. Joe?
Hang on a second. You got any more brilliant ideas?
So tell Kelsey the truth about the number of docs.
The truth is, I don't know.
So tell her.
Dr. Kelsey,
You still only have 30 docs with Kevadon, right?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I just don't know.
The truth.
That is the truth.
More?
I don't know.
You're gonna have to do better than that, Joe.
Look.
Do you have their names?
Maybe, some of them.
It was an investigational study. How can you not have their names?
She's not buying.
Hang on. They're stonewalling, I'm sure of it.
Ask about the pills then.
What?
Ask about the pills. They have to track those.
Okay. Joe, I'm gonna ask you a question. And if you lie to me, I swear to Christ, I will make sure that I spend the rest of my life making sure you go to prison.
Calm down. We have.
Shut up! How much Kevadon have you dispensed? How many pills?
I don't know.
Find out.
I don't
Find
know.
out!
Is that the Kevadon formulary report?
Why?
Kelsey wants to know the number of pills that we've dispensed.
Wait for PR.
Give me the report.
Listen to me, Joe. Wait for PR. Those guys are handling this.
Give me the report.
Telling Kelsey now is only going to ruin it for everybody.
Ray! Give me the damn report!
Okay. You're going to regret this.
Hang on, I'm looking it up. This can't be right. That's right. My God. Here it is. 2,528,412.
Break it to me gently. Take me down the easy way. Make me feel that you still love me. If it's just for one more day. Break it to me gently. So my tears won't fall too fast.
Okay, I got it. Thanks. $17.
17 what?
17 babies with multiple
Dr.
deformities.
Dr. Kelsey.
That doesn't count all the ones who died or were miscarried.
Dr. Kelsey, you have got to stop beating yourself up over this.
It was my job.
Look, there are maybe 10,000 in Europe. So we've only had 17.
And you want me to go up to a child with no arms or legs
No.
and say, sorry, I almost got it right.
No, but it's not your fault.
It is my fault.
What else could you have done?
They had 1,200 doctors in that sham study. We thought they had, what?
30.
30? How could I have missed that?
Dr. Kelsey.
How many patients?
Dr. Kelsey, we've been over this.
How many patients?
There are 20,000 patients.
20,000.
Dr. Kelsey, you did everything that you could.
No, I didn't.
Well, what else could you have done?
I could have rejected the application.
How?
If I had just rejected the application the first time,
couldn't.
I could have stopped it
You
all.
had no cause.
None of this would have happened.
You did your best.
I could have stopped it.
Francis, please.
I could have stopped it. I could have. They were lying. I knew they were lying. I swear to God, I knew they were lying.
Should I answer that? Dr. Kelsey's off. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, she's right here. Okay.
I can't talk to anyone right now.
Francis. It's President Kennedy.
Dr. Kelsey, your exceptional judgment in evaluating a new drug for safety for human use has prevented a major tragedy of birth deformities in the United States. Through
high ability and steadfast confidence in her professional decisions, she made an outstanding contribution to the protection of the health of the American people.
Well, I know that we're all most indebted to Dr. Kelsey, the relationship, the hopes that all of us have for our children, I think indicates how, I'm sure to Dr. Kelsey, how important her work is, and those who labor with her to protect our families. So, Doctor, I know that you know how much the country appreciates what she's done.
What's that? This is your next application. All that? Oh no. There's more.
More?
There's more. You know, 2 years ago, when I met you, I would have handed you a couple of binders. Now look. You see what you've done? Oh, my mother gave me her copy of Life magazine, just in case you wanted another one.
Oh, God, I hate that
Oh,
picture.
you look fine.
I look like a raccoon.
You do not.
My girls say that I should start wearing makeup.
Maybe you should.
But I hate makeup.
Well, you can try cucumbers.
Cucumbers?
That's what I use.
Cucumbers.
Yeah. What time do you leave for the White House?
I just got back.
President of the United States, you stole Kennedy's pen?
He gave it to me when he signed the Kefauver bill.
Kefauver's gonna change everything, you know.
We are entering a brave new world.
That's twice.
What's twice?
First, the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act of 1938, and now, Kefauver. You, both times.
No.
Troublemaker.
No, honestly, it was the rats and the rabbits.
Blame the poor animals. Francis, you know, they're saying that you saved 20,000 children. 20,000. Francis, are you even listening?
20,000.
Do you want to know the really scary part? What? Do you remember the day that we met?
You thought I'd look older,
Oh, shut up.
like I do now.
You told me the story of how you got into the University of Chicago because they thought you were a man.
The name, Francis.
Well, yeah, so they saved all of those positions for male scientists because why? They thought men made better scientists?
Well, don't forget it was the Depression. A lot of men were out of work.
Well, if your folks had named you Mary Ann, you wouldn't have gotten in.
Probably not.
Okay, and you wouldn't have ended up at the FDA the day that I handed you those first 2 applications.
No.
Okay, so, ready for the really scary part. Those 20,000 children would have been crippled.
You don't know that.
Yes. Yes, I do. No one would have stood up to Meryl. No one. Think about it. 20,000 children are going to be running and playing because your folks named you Francis, not Mary Ann.
Life is sure a tenuous thread.
Folks are going to remember you.
What?
Folks are going to remember you, Francis.
A woman scientist?
Yes. A woman scientist. Long after we're all gone, they're going to remember you.
No, they won't.
Why is that so hard to believe?
Because people forget.
Not you. They'll remember you.
People forget.
Not you, Francis. You won.
You think so? Guess Guess what I heard walking through the cafeteria this morning?
What?
That if Marilyn Monroe had taken thalidomide, she would still be alive.
Balances out.
FDA chair.
All right, so we'll open the floor to questions. First of all, I'd like to introduce William Newkirk, our playwright. For this. I gotta say, folks, we've had quite a journey with this play. For those of you who aren't familiar with how we pick our full lengths, what we do is we put out a call, and then we get about 100 or 50, 150, 200 plays that we all read, and then we whittle those down to 3 plays, and then those 3 plays are done as a staged reading, which we did back in December, January, November-ish, back then. And then from that, we sent the writers feedback, and then based upon the changes and edits that they made from that, we picked the finalist, which was this play, Miss. And we're, honestly, all 3 were actually very, very good, but this one really jumped out at us for probably the reasons that you may have enjoyed it tonight. So I'd like to turn it over to you folks. That you can ask us about some of the truth of it, because it was based on a true story. Some of the details and stuff, or just any question you have for William, myself, or the cast. Yes, ma'am.
What law was enacted as a result of?
The current FDA was built out of this. So the Kefauver amendments established the current FDA that investigational drugs, the patient had to have informed consent, that there was an efficacy clause, the drugs actually had to do something. Prior to the Kefauver amendment, a drug company could say anything they wanted about what a drug did.
So prior to 62, when that was passed?
Yeah.
62. Prior to 62, they didn't have to prove that the drugs did what they said.
So the list they read in the play is actually the list out of the brochure for Kevadon. That's what Merrill claimed that Kevadon could do. Merrill literally claimed that Kevadon could cure poor schoolwork.
So like snake oil, really, up
It
until
was.
that point.
It was up until that point.
Mhm.
And then it all changed, and that gave us the modern FDA. Yeah.
What happened to the guys at Merrill?
Yeah, really interesting question.
We asked that too.
First off, and a lot, what we presented today is what we know now. We only learned about Gustav Martin 3 years ago. They didn't learn that the study was the Nolson study was fabricated until a few years later. In the play, they say to each other, who's gonna talk? Well, the reality is when they got put on the stand, both of them talked. The FDA.
Pogge and Nolson is who's
Pogge and Nolson, they wanted them. The FDA wanted the Merrill executives tried for a crime. The Justice Department elected not to prosecute them. The Germans prosecuted Grunenthal. Grunenthal ultimately settled with the German government for $28 million, but no one in this went to prison.
Not one person went to jail.
Not like the banking issues.
Very similar. It's unclear as to why the Justice Department disagreed. The Justice Department made its decision before they knew the Nolson study was fabricated, before they knew that the study was a scam, and before they knew how many babies were. They thought no babies had been damaged when they made their decision, and then obviously the lawsuits started coming in.
So how many of you actually were familiar with thalidomide prior to this? Had heard of it? Okay, yeah, I know. There's like a little bit of a cutoff there on the age, because like honestly, because it was such a big deal, you know, like your grandparents, ladies, might know, your parents may not, but like people my age had heard of it, but them.
It is mentioned in Billy Joel's song, We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah.
And ironically, I've heard that song about 4 different times on the radio, and now I can actually sing along Children of Thalidomide.
Yes.
I used to think it was like Children of the Little Mine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what the lyrics meant,
I
and now I do.
actually knew a woman who was the product of thalidomide. She was a thalidomide baby.
Yeah.
And she had a prosthetic foot, and she had stubs for fingers. Her arms were shorter.
Mm-hmm.
She had a great outlook on life, and she was brilliant.
Yeah. So what were the numbers in this country, William? I'll get you in a second.
Well, it's debated even yet, how many there were, but 17 is the number that we use.
As far as deformities.
As far as deformities. As far as miscarriages, it was much larger, and obviously fetal deaths, because obviously miscarriages is the body's way of getting rid of the babies.
Now what about in Europe?
In Europe it was about 10,000. So in Germany, thalidomide was in many communities was used more than aspirin.
Adrian.
It was that widely used.
The magazine, the Life magazine.
Oh yeah.
That is the actual, we actually got a copy of the Life magazine that broke this story. The drug thalidomide there, and Kelsey is actually interviewed in there.
Page 29.
Page 29, William.
And the good thing is that if you look at Kelsey's picture, she looks like a raccoon.
Oh, that's
She
what
says in the play. So there's Kelsey.
Yeah.
And what you have in this is very interesting. You have the story about Kelsey, and then you have, by this point, Pogge had been replaced, and Carl Bundy, who's the medical director of Merrill, writes a letter about what happened, and the letter is almost entirely a lie. It's really remarkable now that we
So
know.
basically, the idea of spin is nothing new.
No. Well, that's when they say wait for PR. That was the PR that they were.
Now, the drug representative, the salesman for the drug company. Now, when she figured out that she lost the baby because of the drug,
Right.
and she called, did she ever
Follow
follow up on it?
This is an
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, when you read Kelsey's memoirs, when you read her description, she taught, there was a lot of compression of time in this. The last scene is really, we've compressed 9 months into this one phone call. In Kelsey's, so Merrill says, no, we're waiting for confirmation, and then what they say they don't know. And in Kelsey's memoirs, she writes, and then we became aware that Merrill was not telling us the truth. And that's all she says.
So apparently somebody spilled the beans.
Somebody talked. And so the question is, Kelsey never reveals. Nobody reveals. And so we tried to figure out, in writing it, I tried to figure out who would have talked, who would have known. And it would have been either a nurse or a doctor or someone distributing the medication. And so then the story got created. The first child that was born with, first thalidomide baby was born to a Grunenthal employee. So we brought that story to, we created a fictional thing where, okay, it's a Merrill person, and we created that story is trying to create, to try to explain what Kelsey had said.
Yeah.
How did they, and then how would you find out if you were a doctor? How would you want to know? Or if you go in and look, how many pills have you given out?
Right.
Because they had to keep track of those. Merrill never knew how many docs got it, total. They didn't keep track of the doctors that got the pills. A year later, there was still thalidomide out. Merrill couldn't find the doctors because it wasn't a study. They didn't write down who the people had given the pills to.
So that whole thing about laissez-faire capitalism, just remember that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we were talking about with this, and it's really interesting, if you think about this is 60 through 62, right? So one of the things that we were talking about is how this was the beginning of the Mad Men era, if you're familiar with that show. One of the things that we thought was interesting is really about this time is when America started changing a great deal in the 1960s. And one of the approaches that we took with this is that cases like this, things like this, the Civil Rights Act, the Civil Rights Movement, this is when we start this play, you know, the way that we looked at Tim and Hayes' characters is they're very much middle American. They trust the government. They trust their companies and everything. You know, people aren't out to harm them to make a buck. And they actually become victims of their own employers. And so this is around the time that Americans really started discovering that about their government and about the corporations here. More people did. I mean, it kind of started in the 50s, but more middle Americans started to figure that stuff out when cases like this happened, because that was the big, thalidomide was such a huge story back in 1961, 62.
Right.
So that really opened a lot of people's eyes to that, and that's really got what a lot of that movement started. So we took that approach with this play. So basically, to us, this case kind of kick-started several things. One of the things that we talked about in this is the women's movement, because according to William in his research, apparently Merrill actually didn't really have female drug reps that we know of.
We don't know. Women made up about 9% of the pharmacists at that point, and a lot of the drug reps were pharmacists. Merrill put together a special sales team for Kevin On. And we don't know the makeup of that. There is no documentation of where they were men or women.
So one of the reasons that we looked at it this way is this is the beginning of when women were starting to get into the workforce more. And of course, they used your beauty as the key to the docs and everything, because of course they're a corporation, they would do that. The other thing that was interesting was the character of Gertrude Helfer. Because one of the things that we took the approach with this, and I have to give Alma some credit, because when the story was originally written, I mean it's race neutral, okay. But you came in and you blew us away with your audition in this room, so hey there. But the more we thought about it, this was also in D.C., which at the time was still very much a segregated city, but African Americans were starting to come to the workforce there more than a lot of other places. So we wanted to bring that element in too. And one of the things we talked about, and it's kind of hinted at in some of her lines, if you were to go back and see this again, is that she's probably just as smart as many of the people at the FDA, but because of her race and the time period, she wasn't allowed to have those jobs. But she becomes such a help to Kelsey because of her knowledge. I mean, she's the one who discovers, hey, ask him about the pills, that sort of thing. So there's all these strands in here that when you go back and watch it again, you would become more aware of. And we thought that was one of the more interesting things about this script, is because it's really hitting that time period very well. Any other comments, questions, anything? Anybody? We got time for one more.
That's the meanest role I've ever seen Russ play.
What about Jeff?
Yeah, but I've seen Jeff do some mean roles before.
I gotta say, every rehearsal, we told him we loved him, but we wanted to punch him in the face.
I'm not
Because,
saying I did
yeah,
want to punch him in the
he's-
face, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I have seen him be a little.
He has redeeming qualities.
He would do a scene and I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
All right, well, thank you all so much for being here tonight. We very much appreciate you coming out. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Cass, for this great work. And thank you, Mr. Babcock, up here for the lights and sound. Thank you, everybody.
Jeffrey, for
Tell all your friends to
the
come
honorary.
see us. We're sold out Sunday. We still have tickets available the rest of the run, so let them know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My chair.
I like it.
Stealing other people's. Thank you, sir.